I've been flying this thing for more than 2 years now. It has been to many different countries, so many different environments, from extremely low temperatures to high winds and to hot environments, and it has never skipped a beat. This thing has been an incredible workhorse for me, and today I want to discuss why I think this is still a great drone to have nowadays. I think the first most logical thing to talk about is the price. You can get one of these between 400 to 600 pounds in the used marketplace and even refurbished units. And to me, for what it offers, it is a great deal. This drone has a 1-inch sensor which is capable of filming up to 5.4K at 30 FPS. Not only does it provide incredible sharp images, but you're also able to crop in post without losing any quality. Not to mention that due to its sensor size, you get very good results when shooting in low light situations. It also gets you 10-bit D-Log footage, which, in case you don't know, it gives you higher dynamic range, retaining more information in the highlights and the shadows, and also giving you more flexibility in post to color grade and go for the style you really want. In addition to this, it's its size. I think this is a good compromise between portability and handling. Obviously, if you compare this with the Mini will always win in terms of size, but when you want to use this in harsh situations like wind, I think this clearly is a winner, because the Mini isn't as fast or as strong in windy situations as this one is. The Air 2S is a very fast and agile drone. Like I mentioned before, I've flown this thing in extreme weather conditions, and I remember looking back at the first time I've used this drone was when I went to Iceland, and if you've been there, you know how windy it can get. Never having used this before, not knowing its limits, I've pushed this thing far more than I should, and it handled perfectly. I never had any issues, nor have I ever felt insecure that the drone couldn't handle the situations where I was flying in. Which, looking back, to be honest, I should have been more careful, but I had a new toy and all I wanted to do was play with it. Still on the topic of size, I sometimes like to go crazy and fly my drone through gaps and tight spaces, and I think this is just about the right size. If I had gone for a bigger drone like the Air 3 or even the Mavic 3, I think it would be too big. I think this is a good compromise between handling and size, where it allows me to do those types of shots that to me gives me a very different, cool perspective. If I had chosen a Mini, I don't think it would have been as stable, especially when there's wind involved, because I think this is more stable when hovering and going through those objects without moving where I don't want it to. When it comes to photos, it obviously also gives you great image quality, and you're able to shoot in RAW, which gives you a lot of flexibility in post to edit the photo the way you want. So if you're watching this video, my guess is you're probably either thinking about getting an Air 2S or getting a different drone. I think the most obvious comparison would be with the Mini 4 Pro or the Air 3. Well, it really depends on what you intend to do with your drone. So let's break this down. So if you're someone that really values about portability and size, obviously the Mini will win. There is no question about that. And also, apparently it provides better low light footage because of its software when compared directly with the Air 2S. The Mini also has the advantage of being below 250 grams, which means you get less restrictions when flying the drone in most places, really. But if you're looking for a drone that it is more sturdy, that handles wind better, and it is able to fly faster, even to track moving objects, then something like the Air 2S or even the Air 3, I think they're a much better choice. I think its size, it's very decent. I think it fits most backpacks, really, and it only weighs around 500 grams, which is obviously double than the Mini, but it's still not as heavy as the Air 3, which weighs around 700 grams. So considering this, if you're someone that doesn't care about the size, that doesn't care about the weight, and you're looking for the best image quality possible, then I would recommend to get the Air 3. In my opinion, it is a clear winner in terms of image quality. It has 2 cameras, one wide angle and one 3x medium telephoto that gives you great range and compression. It's really beautiful. Another big plus is the battery life. According to DJI, you get up to 46 minutes of flight time. I think in reality it's more like 36 to 38 minutes, but comparing with the Air 2S, you get about 25 to 26 minutes, which honestly, it's a big increase comparing with this drone. So if that's something that is really important to you, flight time, then obviously the Air 2S is the better choice as well. So to wrap up the video, I'll be honest, I don't have any need to upgrade. I love this drone so much. It has been with me for a long time now. It's never failed. I push this thing to its limits, and even when I lose connection, it comes back. Gives me great video, great photos. I can even use this for commercial work. It's, like I said, the right size, and to me, it's a really perfect drone. I think it falls between the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3. It's a good mix of both. It has good features even for today's standards. It even has something that I forgot to mention, the ADS-B. This is a feature that allows you to see aircrafts nearby, like from commercial flights. You'll get a warning on the map when you have aircrafts nearby, which is another great thing to have in a drone. And I think this is a very amazing feature, really. So yeah, I'm done mumbling. See you next week.